As the investigating officer in this case, I am satisfied that today the verdict has brought some justice for Sophie, but of course it will never bring her back. I believe that we are Sophie's voice, telling of the torment, abuse and torture she suffered, and today she has finally been heard. This has been an extremely harrowing and tragic case. Both Ouissem Medouni and Sabrina Kouider have robbed Sophie Lionnet, who was only 21, of a promising life and took her from her family and friends, who will never again get to see her beloved daughter, sister and friend. Sophie was systematically abused, humiliated and tortured, but we will never know the full extent of the horrors Sophie had to endure, as not all the interrogations were recorded. Even in death, the torture, abuse and humiliation continued by placing her partially clothed body into a suitcase with no regard for even a semblance of a burial, before taking the callous decision to burn her in an attempt to hide their murderous act. Again, during the trial, the abuse and humiliation of Sophie continued as Sabrina portrayed herself to be the victim and made wild accusations against Sophie and her mother. It was clear that together they made the decision to torture Sophie and then cowardly blamed each other for her death. They were determined to do whatever it took to get them what they wanted, and neither one took any steps to help Sophie. It was always about them. I cannot imagine what thoughts were going through Sophie's mind whilst being held a prisoner in those 12 days leading up to her death. But from the harrowing images it obtained, it showed a scared, broken, tortured and emaciated young girl who probably knew she was shortly facing death. By Ouissem Medouni burning Sophie's body to such an extent deprived her family from seeing her to say their goodbyes. No one has the right to take that away from a mother or a father, no one. Again, it shows the cruel even nature of Ouissem Medouni, that they would take any steps to save themselves. There were no boundaries for these two, no humanity, no compassion. I cannot praise Sophie's family enough for their support and dignity maintained throughout the trial. I've personally seen their suffering as they sat listening to the abuse and torture their daughter Sophie endured at the hands of Koudier and Medouni, listening to her cries, hearing the fear in her voice, knowing she was alone with no one to help her. Watching the videos of Sophie's interrogations, not recognising their own daughter due to how emaciated she had become. These memories will live with them forever, and they are the ones who are really serving a life sentence. I would also like to thank the French Embassy and Consulate for their assistance, along with those involved in the prosecution of this case, and also highlight the excellent work of my investigation team and their commitment in getting justice for Sophie. Thank you.